everybody, from all of us, Ashley and myself from Quantum View. We welcome you today as we do our first couch interview, I would call it, with Madelein Vermaak today. So welcome, Madeleine.
Thank you. Honor and a pleasure to be here. Hello, Ashley.
Hello, nice to see you. Really great always to talk to you. Thank you for joining us today. It was so funny when Renella had this idea. She's like, "Hey, who should we talk to first?" And you came to mind. You were the first person that came to mind. So it must be meant to be.
That's awesome. Yay!
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
Madeleine is one of our first contributors, or one of our first, that will be starting in December, January. So we're really excited to have you here today, Madeleine.
Thank you. Honored to be here.
So I guess, just tell us a little bit about yourself, Madeleine, and kind of how you came to be connected with Renelle and what your journey is a little bit.
Okay, so for those who don't know, I'm Madelein Vermaak, and I'm from South Africa, and I wanted to say I'm from a province, oh my goodness, called Mpumalanga, where the sun comes up. Isn't that amazing? It's so prophetic. I was thinking yesterday, we're all about living out of our I amness, and we are waking up to who we really are, and that province is so prophetic where I'm staying now. That's so awesome. So I'm married. I have my kids are already married, so I have how many kids? 5 kids, 3 grandchildren. Yeah, wow, very blessed.
Yeah, that is amazing.
What else you want to know?
Oh, well, how did you get on the journey that you are now, as a creative meditation coach? How did you start? How did the, some people have a thought that they want to do something. Some people have a dream, and some people just have visions. How did yours start? How did your journey start?
It was definitely not a thought of myself or a dream or something that I envisioned me doing. I actually was soaking at nights. Me and my husband love doing soaking, so we would spend every night just soaking with awesome frequency music, and then I started dreaming about 3 years back. I started seeing myself sitting in these positions, busy meditating. And I just came from a conference where they were speaking about the spices of heaven, and it was awesome. So I had all these things burning in the house and all this, what the Christians would say is weird stuff. And that old religious mindset wanted to kick in and say, oh my goodness, I wonder what I opened up to, like, so weird stuff that I'm dreaming. This can't be God. So I kept dreaming the same dream over and over. And at the last time, about third time when I dreamt the same thing, I went like, okay, so Lord, what is this? And he said, if you trust me enough, you will know that I will always take you on the right paths. And I'm like, yes. And I could see huge wings covering me while I was meditating in my dream. And I just knew God wanted me to pursue it. So the first thing we should do actually is kick all that perceptions we have about meditation, kick it under the butt, because believers especially don't want to do it because everything is evil in their eyes. But if God didn't show me himself, I wouldn't have stepped into this journey, I think. But yeah, so we're going to get rid of a lot of religious mindsets.
Yeah. That is absolutely amazing, Madeleine. I relate to that. I found myself, a lot of us who will listen to this also tune into Mike Popovich. And I found myself telling God, everything is on the chopping block except for the fact that you are truth. And so please lead me down the path of truth, whatever that is. And it's so funny that all the paradigms and beliefs and hocus pocus I had around meditation and all that, it just fell away. And I think that once you finally free yourself from that, you don't have to go through life living afraid of what's around the corner, because it's all make believe. you make it up in your own mind, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a guy, Ralph Ellison, I think he says, when you discover your true self, you're truly free. And this is what meditation is. You discover who you are, who you've always been before, from since before the foundation of the earth. The I am. You're that oneness with God. So that's what meditation is all about. Did I jump before your question? Yeah.
It's really beautiful. I guess, and you tell me how you feel about this, Renelle and Madeleine. I kind of feel like there's all these ways to meditate, and I think it's all very unique to each of us. But for you, Madeleine, what is meditation to you? What is the practical way that you do that?
Okay. So for me, it's just, there's no specific posture that I take. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it takes 2 hours, just depending on how many time you have and how you feel, I guess. But I would just go and sit, put on some frequency music because words distract me. And I just practice that presence, that inner stillness. And then I think that's the times when I hear the clearest, when I stop trying to be something. There's that in this, the whole world is about, we have to be a certain thing, we have to do certain ways, we have to speak a certain way, but there you can just be quiet. You can just, that's just a place of such surrender and allowing for God to speak to you and letting go, like discovering what your thoughts and your mindsets and emotions and feelings are all about. And that's that place. And it just sets my whole day. If I start my day like that, I'm like, I'm looking forward to my day. I've let go of all the things that was bothering me yesterday. I actually do that at night also. Let go of everything that is hindering you, which wasn't good in your day. That self-condemnation, that judgment, you didn't do everything that you wanted to do today. So by letting go in that place, that sets my mood for the day, that sets everything.
Yeah, that's
I
very,
don't know how you guys experience it.
it's cultivating stillness. And I think in a busy world where everything is so busy and people run from one place to the next and always out of the moment, it teaches how to come back to the now and cultivates and gets you in a place of understanding what it's like to live. Even it can then eventually get busy and you can stay still. And I think that's what meditation really, really helps with a lot. But now I know you know what most people think, okay, meditation, obviously it's becoming still, but there's so many forms of meditation that people haven't even touched on yet, because I think most people's idea of meditation is what we just said now. Become still, sit, do your breathing. But what you're going to be teaching in the course and your modules, it just goes beyond that even, because it's not for everybody to do it like we just said. There's other ways. So do you want to just share what's going to come up? What do you teach as a creative meditation coach?
Oh my goodness, there's many ways, like you say, like we know about walking meditation. So if you're walking outside, you can meditate, eyes wide open. It creates such an awesome awareness in your life. You hear the sounds clearer, you hear the birds, you actually see your friend driving by in the red car and they're waving at you and you can wave back. There's such awareness when you do walking meditations. There's sound meditations, that certain sounds that trigger certain emotions and feelings in you, and that helps you, that being released of those things. There's a one that I love the most. I think that resonates the most with me, that I'm gonna love teaching people, is finding your own voice in your meditation. So you are the one that's gonna sing, and while you're singing, you're gonna experience awesome frequencies, vibrations, sounds in your body, your emotions. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you what it's doing to me. I'm like, sometimes I just sob because of the deepness that it touches somewhere in you. There's such a release that comes, and then you have to have your tissues with you, of course. And then there's art meditations. I would love I am planning on doing it. Only the lockdown just blocked us with this. But going out in groups into nature, taking your canvas, taking all your thingies that you use when you meditate. Some people like candles. Okay, that's not good for the nature, but some people might take their bells, or I don't know what you love to meditate with. We take all that stuffies, your crystals, your what, and then we're just going to paint. And as we're painting, we're going to bring that healing that you need. Some people, like for instance, you paint first maybe all your sorrows, and then we paint over that all the good stuff. So it will be such a painting of healing that will take place. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
So you're going to offer, obviously, yeah, obviously it's online. So I'm sure there's
Yeah.
be a way of actually providing that type of coaching.
I'll tell you beforehand. I'll tell them what they have to have ready for the evening, and sit there, they make their little roomy nice, put their candles. If they want wine, they can even have their wine. So whatever they want to just loosen up and relax, and we're just going to paint and see what God's bringing out in their creative side, right? Yeah. So there's many ways to meditate. I mean, I'm going to teach you also firstly the basics, because people think it's some foreign, I don't know what thing, and we're going to do some brief techniques. I will have you have homework, of course, because this is practice, and diligence. Doesn't come easy. Some of us just can't relax. Oh my goodness, we can't sit still. Your mind goes like, oh, I must do the washing, or that phone call I must answer. That it's an effort, it's a practice, but you'll get there. If I can do it, you can too. Yeah. And then brief exercises. We're going to do practicals. You're going to love it, really. My biggest thing that I love about the meditations is the spiritual part. For those who don't want to go there, you're not forced. I mean, you can just skip that session, but my highest desire is for people to enter into mystic experiences with God himself, experience awesome stuff that will change their life forever, that they've never experienced before. So that's what I go after, my heart's desire.
Because isn't that what we're all
there's
after?
healing also in meditation, right? Healing of bad habits. We can do that if people want to, depending on what people want.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I find that all the things we do in life to create enjoyment, which are great, and we totally should experience those. But I think what happens is we strive to create those moments of enjoyment to go be one. Because we're craving that oneness that we already are. Mm-hmm. And like you say, when you kind of come into that mystical experience, when you can just experience the spirit within you, it's so profoundly incredible. All of the special moments come to you, right? So in my life, I have had special moments, and I found that when I've really been communing with the spirit within me, just kind of resting in that, all of my most amazing memories of life come back to me. And it's as if I'm experiencing them all in the moment, and what that means is at the time I think what happens is we attribute the amazing feeling we feel to the time with family or all those things. And again, those things are wonderful and meant to be enjoyed, but really what's happening is you've entered into communion with your spirit during those moments. And you can cultivate that at any time on the freeway, at work. And then what that does is it frees you to enjoy life. Like you can enjoy any moment of your life at any time, and it's pretty beautiful and very unique, as you say. Each of us has our own brand of that, which is cool.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that everyone will find something that you just love. And it will be such a thing that you love. It won't be like a effort or a striving. It will be so natural. You will just sit and you will just let spirit flow through you, and it will be amazing, helping you connect with your I amness, walking in that awareness and consciousness that you guys are all teaching about. And when stuff comes up, to just let go and let him, staying in that place of rest and finishness, right?
Yes,
beautiful.
It is. I love this. What I like about your course is that you're offering, like you said, different ways of doing it, because we've had such a the idea, or especially people that have come and new and they never heard of it. They just, like I said in the beginning, we just do but there's art, there's, I mean, there's sound.
Is good, right?
But yes,
I've done the
okay, but
It's really good.
but I mean, that's they. I think most of us had the idea that's all you do. So our experiences with art. I actually start an art course tonight, so I'm definitely going to take everything you said a bit more, do it more meditative, and also you also mentioned before when I spoke to you about bowls that you can do meditation with crystals and
Mhm.
with.
Yeah, crystal balls and the tuning forks.
Mhm.
And it's such an easy way. And then singing with the crystal balls, beautiful, really. It's just all those ways of meditation. I would love to touch on all of them so that you can get a better understanding and find the place where you're the most comfortable and enjoy it. Even crystals. I did the crystals. Oops, yeah, I do crystals.
What happens? What
Very,
happens when people do that? What happens when they use a tuning fork or um
the tuning
a
fork is actually so simple. It's this, you just hit a note, 128 hertz is the most popular because it covers almost all of your body. And you just keep it by your ears. You can't even hear that frequency. But whatever, if say your leg is hurting, you hit the note and you put it by your leg, and it brings healing and frequency to that. And if you do it with meditation, it brings you into that state easier. Like even with binaural beats that we use, you can go quickly into a meditative trance state by my binaural beats. And my binaural beats, amazing. Very amazing.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I think, it's interesting. What came to me when I was realizing all this and coming out of my religious mindset about it was that, God is in and through and holds everything together. And so how can something be evil? How can a rock that God
No,
made
come
be
on.
evil? How silly. And and so once you separate yourself from, and beyond that, if it is evil and has power over me, then somehow the work that God did is in vain because something has power over me. How is that possible? No way. And so once you kind of dissolve all of, I call it the Lord of the Rings, you picture yourself in this epic battle where you think you're constantly fighting evil. And if that's what brings you joy, that's great. But it's not it's not what you have to do. You can be free from that and really just enjoy life and go through it knowing nothing here can come at you. Nothing here can come against you, and so don't be afraid of rocks or meditation. It's okay.
No, that's like you said, he fills all things everywhere with himself. So I understand tree huggers. If you want me to hug a tree, I'll do that for you. I love creation. I love everything because I know how good it is for us. God looked at everything and he said it was good. So,
Yeah.
and if you really believe that you're filled and flooded with God himself, there is no place where he's not. So how can anyone hurt God? Unless you're
Right.
thinking separation, right? And you guys teach oneness, not duality. So this is what it's all about, discovering that oneness with God. And that gives you don't want to fight. You don't want to use your energy for nonsense. I would rather go in bliss, like enjoy him and sit and just feel that love. Sometimes you just sit and laugh and you cry and you laugh. I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but you get so silly. You just laugh and cry. I sometimes think if people would see me, they would really say, yeah, no, what we believed or heard is true. She's nuts. I really enjoy my own sessions. Yeah.
Well, if feeling beautiful and good and loving and happy is nuts, then that's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Just thinking
Joy frequency of heaven.
I was just thinking of what you were saying about, making something evil. And the thing is, it's when we apply a certain value or a certain meaning to something. And that is the difference. And when we think, like you said, Ashley and Madeleine, we get to use these things to add to the fullness of who we are. And of course, if you're going to say crystals is everything to me and that's all there is, it's an external, becomes an external thing of help. And then it's not really, it won't really help you that much. But if you just do it because you have joy and love and peace and use it for relaxation, God gave us all these things. Why, in science, you guys, why does a flower emit frequency then? When we're around flowers, at the moment, I've got these beautiful lilies in my house. It just smells nice. It just reminds me of in scripture, it says lilies of the field, they do not think about tomorrow and do not worry. And this beautiful frequency it emits. Now, I can't be scared of, why do we have beautiful things around us? And if you have a beautiful crystal that emits, like, I think rose quartz emits a frequency of, I think you know more than I
Love, unconditional love.
mean.
Wow. So I throw them into my bath when I bath, all of those rose quartz that I have, and I will just soak in it. I will just say, oh, love just taking over in this bath. Just, I love myself. I love you, hands. I love you. I love you. Because God said, if you can't love yourself, you can't love other people. And He is love. He's unconditional love. So this is His body. We're supposed to love it. And there is times that I still slip up with loving myself, but that's how I practice. I have intention and focus, and then I do it. So you can meditate open-eyed because you focus and you have intention, right? And it gives you motivation, and it gives you answers, and it leads you into all kinds of truths about yourself. And the more that you discover who you really are, all your relationships will be affected. You will be more at peace. You will just be more loving towards yourself and gracious towards other people. I don't know. It's just life-changing. And to think that we have to now have learned that from other cultures, which is the really sad one, that we missed out all this time on all this awesomeness. And I was that person that thought I can't learn from other religions or other people because, oh no, that's not right. But yeah, I agreed. Yeah, God can speak through a donkey, but not through a Hindu, right? And not through a Muslim or any of those people. So
Yeah.
how ridiculous were we? We've come a far way, long path, realizing our oneness with everyone. Wow.
Isn't it beautiful? I had that realization myself, that, the cultures that talk about their experience with God and have their cultural rituals around how they relate to God, with the exception of harming others, I think it's a really beautiful representation of how we're all coming into our awareness of the spirit within us. And so different cultures around the world do it differently. And what a beautiful tapestry of oneness. And I think that's kind of what Quantum U was all about with Renelle and I, is like, and as you said, Madeleine, we're all bringing our own brand of this. And it's just incredibly beautiful. And so what I wanted to say to people is, as you're coming into this awareness and you're discovering this, the spirit in you is going to guide you at the right moments to come to awareness of the right things. And so I think a lot of times we can take this practice of meditation and self-discovery, and we can really turn it into something, yet one more thing that we're hard on ourselves about. Yeah. Right. And so like, just chill out on yourself and just give yourself love and room to experience this as it unfolds. I used to have such a sense of urgency about it. There's no urgency, just let it unfold.
It's like exactly what you and Renelle are teaching. You're showing them a way of how to walk in divine health, in divine oneness, in divine finances, and all those things. Meditation is just another tool of also helping you to discover how to walk in wholeness and in healing and letting go. Almost the same things you teach. It's the same voice, just different methods. So they will discover the one they love the most. And this is just actually to help you go deeper in intimacy, really. Love relationship. That's it.
Yeah.
And interesting, the scientific proof of what happens when you meditate is so incredible. It is so amazingly awesome. The test they've done, what happens to people's body, what happens to the vibration and the frequency, what happens to your thoughts that you emit, what happens to it shifts. What did they say? I think it was Joe Dispenza, when they meditated for 10 minutes a day, the immune system went up 30%. 30% when they were meditating on love. I mean, that is just the tip of the iceberg. And I know, Madeleine, you'd be sharing a lot more studies and to give people foundations. But it's been amazing that you came today to share what you're going to be doing in your courses. So would you just like to tell the audience where they can get hold of you? Because you do also coach. You, like you said, you're a creative meditation coach. You do one-on-ones. Where can they get hold of you?
Okay, they can contact me through my Facebook page at this stage, Awakened One. They can just message me if they want to go deeper, or they feel stuck somewhere or blocked. You know what, those things about the chakras, which everyone thought was so evil, it's not. It's just energy points, and there's some hormones stuck maybe, and we can do like a body scan meditation over you, and you see where you are stuck, maybe emotions or feelings that you're not aware of, and we help you get free with that. I'm also actually wanting to be brave and say, start booking me for weekends. You know, I would love to do once a month. Now that lockdown is only level 2 with us, there's lighter regulations. So let's go somewhere in the bushes, do some fun stuff. If you feel like you have a few friends and you would love to do that, contact me. We'll go do it. Go live on the wild side. We just don't have the combi yet with that flowers on and so on, but it's coming.
Yes, that's
I'm
great.
joking. My son said that. My son said it won't amaze him if someone tells him, oh, your mom is somewhere there in the mountains in that combi and barefoot and whatever.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
Yeah.
So they can
Yeah.
go.
So thank you very much for the opportunity to share. I'm looking forward. I have so much to share that I have no idea what which things I'm gonna put first in the course, or how long it must be, or whatever. But I know that by the time it's my time, I'll know exactly what must be in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just add the information of Madeleine at the bottom of this video on YouTube, and then they can get hold of you.
Thank you.
Right.
Are we in time?
Yeah, perfect.
Good.
We'll talk soon.
So thank you,
Okay,
everybody.
you guys.
For
Have an awesome day.
Yes, you guys too. Have a lovely day.
Be blessed.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.